Welcome back to Lucid Trading. Good morning. Today is Friday, the last trading day of this week. Markets are skyrocketing. The tapering is now officially priced in. The Federal Reserve is going to stop printing money until mid-2022. The printer is going to go slower until it stops. And markets are skyrocketing on this news because less money printing is good. So, exciting times in the markets. We're going above resistance levels. RSI is shooting up in the overbought zone on the NASDAQ. How many green days have we had? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 green days in a row. Impressive. The probability of that happening, by the way, is very slim, but it happened. Very, very lucky markets. People are buying calls like freaking crazy. Left and right. Check Wall Street Bets, right? Everybody's buying calls. Everybody's buying calls right now. The Fear and Greed Index is soaring. It is literally sitting at extreme greed. Has been sitting there for almost 2 weeks now. And, well, we'll see. Who's going to win? Is it going to be the Bulls or is it going to be the Bears? Let me know in the live chat. But yeah, welcome back to the stream. Make sure you smash that like button. Let's get to 50 likes right now. Welcome back to the stream. LFTE Fit, Unai, Rai Guy Parker, MC, Phil Tomlinson, Hung Young, John Smith, Lenny Reynolds, Joe XD, D Fernando, Jeremias, Christopher, Quinto, Plaza, Petter Gusgard, J Max, Jenny Fed, Raptors, Bento, Jill, Jesus Martin, and John Riscala. Welcome back to the stream. Hit that, smash that like button. Let's get to 50 likes. All right. So markets are skyrocketing. Bad news is good news. Good news is good news. Hey, it's a party, right? Party like 1999. It's become one big casino where I've said it before. There is no place for money to go. Yields are going down right now, which we did expect. I've said it before. When the taper happens, initially yields go down because yields went up substantially prior to the taper, pricing in the taper partially. And so now yields are kind of cooling off. This also happened in 2014 and 2018. Yields spiked right before the taper, and then they cool off for a couple months, and then they spike massively right after. So this is nothing surprising so far. Although this is a very, very bullish signal for the growth stocks out there. I am incredibly bullish on growth stocks right now. The Russell is going up a percentage point, and it's going to keep shooting upwards like it's no tomorrow. I am telling you, this is the time for growth stocks to shine. If there's any other time in history for growth stocks to shine, it is right now. The 10-year yield is going down 3 percentage points. Markets are opening up in about 1 minute, so smash that like button. Let's see what's happening here with Tesla. Starting off a little bit negative here in the pre-market. It's sitting around 1,228. Markets opening up in a couple seconds. Here we go. All right. Overall, very green markets. Everything is skyrocketing. People are buying calls left and right. Just saying. Very, very frothy times. And the markets are now officially open. And Tesla is slightly negative. Selling off just a little bit right now. What is happening to NIO? NIO going up by 0.5%. Li Auto is going up by 0.5%. Lucid is going up 1.5 percentage points. Damn, I'm going to quickly take a look at my own portfolio right now. 1 second. There we go. Not a whole lot happening. All of the stocks in my stock list, in the buy and sell signal list, they're all skyrocketing right now. Overall, Uber going up 4.2%. Robinhood is going up a percentage point. Netlist is going up. Netlist has actually not updated yet. UiPath going up another 2.2%. IONQ is coming down here, although it went up substantially. It's up 5 percentage points. Nvidia, 303. It is still sitting in the $300 range. We had a brief dip yesterday, but it seems like the party must go on. Stocks are still rallying. Facebook, Meta platforms, right, going up about a percentage point. Been very bullish on Facebook, sitting at 340. Impressive. Check Shay, please. Yeah, it's sitting at 31.6. There's going to be some stock buybacks on Shay or Sheg, and I think that's going to carry the stock. But we're going to have to wait for that until the buybacks happen. No buybacks means the stock is not going to go up, but obviously they're going to have some buybacks, I think, starting next week. So far, stocks are still doing really well. In fact, we're hitting all-time highs right now for the Nasdaq and for the Russell 2000 and for the S&P, and I think we're also hitting all-time highs on the Dow Jones. So every index out there hitting all-time highs back to back to back to back, which is interesting. Now I want to have a quick look what's happening with the fear and greed sentiment. I'm just curious, see if that's actually changing at all. It's still sitting at extreme greed right now from what I'm seeing. Unchanged, sitting around 82. There's a lot of FOMO, considering how much the stock market has gone up. A lot of people want to get into the stock market. They have a lot of cash. They have a lot of capital. Yields are going down right now. Earnings have been, super good, although we've seen a lot of these big corporations, a lot of big tech names like Apple and Amazon were not able to beat the earnings expectations, yet we're still seeing them go up right now. So like I said before, bad news is good news. At least for the markets, from what I've seen so far. Let's see. We got a $2 donation coming in here from Back to Orthodoxy. Thank you so much. Let me just quickly... There we go. Can you check GPS gap and guess its look? I'll do that in a second. Let me just quickly have a look at the markets first. Nvidia spiking again, back to back to back. I mean, this is crazy. Look at this. Since 4th of October, so a month ago, it's been going up 60 percentage points. One sec. I'm gonna have to quickly... Tesla hitting 1,231. Nasdaq is hitting 16,426. Bit of a frenzy going on. What is happening with DIDI? Oh, wow. DIDI is going down another 2 percentage points. That is messed up. Chinese stocks, a lot of negative sentiment surrounding the Chinese economy right now. And, well, that's short term, it's negative in the Chinese stocks. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. If the Chinese economy doesn't want to work along or get along, then Chinese stocks are gonna go down short term. However, I still believe we're getting discounts. I believe we're getting discounts on Baba, DIDI, Tencent, all of them. Especially when you consider the fact that U.S. equities are just getting more and more expensive over time. I mean, look at this. Tesla has been green for the past, let me check, how many days is this? We had one slight red day right there, but it's been green for the past month, really. And it hasn't really cooled off. Same goes for many other stocks out there, including Google. Google's been going up like just like a straight line. If you take a look at the weekly chart, straight line to the upside. Same thing for Microsoft, by the way. Like, this is insane. Although you could argue they had great earnings, but we get one bad quarter, and this is going to end up being the most. It's going to be a bloodbath, really. Nvidia is hitting 308. It's going parabolic still, sitting at 308, up 3.5 percentage points. Overbought on RSI, just casually sitting there. What else do we have? Nano Dimension going down. BNGO is going down. BNGO just recently had earnings, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, I've been observing for the last 25 days. Every day there are 50 repetitive articles on Facebook which says lawsuit filed against Facebook. I don't believe Facebook is bearish. I think Facebook is right now looking pretty good. There's going to be a ticker change soon, I think. Their ticker is going to change to MTVS, I think, Metaverse. And I think, the name is going to be Meta Platforms. It's already Meta Platforms. So overall, they've got a lot of growth, lots of profits, way more than Tesla in terms of profits and revenue. But yet Tesla's sitting 50% higher or something. Although it's kind of starting to pull back right now, looking a little bit bearish here. It's going to turn out very, very ugly. If we get like a piece of bad news on Tesla, this thing can drop 20% like that. Its market cap is going to get melted away primarily because the reason the stock has gone up is mostly because people keep buying calls. And when the call buying stops, there's nobody to catch the falling knife. And it will just keep on bleeding onwards. Nasdaq is still hitting all-time highs, sitting at 16,446. S&P has hit the estimates from most banks out there. Most banks came out and said S&P could hit 4,700. We're way above that right now in estimates because we have 2 more months left. Keep that in mind. Sitting at 4,712 and hitting all-time highs by the second. Interesting times, right? Let's see. Yeah, it really does seem like there's just a lot of gambling going on right now. A lot of gambling on the markets. Especially what I'm seeing here with Nvidia. This is crazy. This is so nutty. It's sitting at a market cap of $770 billion. How much revenue do they have? $6.5 billion. That's like a fourth of what Facebook does. I think it's less than a fourth of Facebook's revenues. The supply chain issues, I think, are going to be resolved next year. So into next year, I believe Nvidia is never going to hit these prices again unless they come with a massive breakthrough. People are talking about their metaverse. So that could maybe be a very positive catalyst. My estimate is this rally is primarily caused by gambling. A lot of people are just buying calls regardless of just anything happening. They're buying calls repetitively back to back to back to back. Communities like the Wall Street Bets community and other communities have been propping this up. I mean, it can only last for so long. But then again, markets can stay irrational for a very long time. So you got to be careful there. Tesla's now coming down 0.3%, which is kind of crazy considering that the fact that the Nasdaq is rallying, the S&P is rallying, the Russell is rallying. It's skyrocketing, right? Look at that. Russell's going up 1.7%. So it's really strange that Tesla's down right now. Makes no sense. And it's actually coming down very fast, about a 0.5 percentage point. Cheeto Killer the Game Collector came in with a $2 donation and says, any news for DIDI? No news. No nothing. So far, we haven't had anything. I had to check GPS. I think there was a rumor going on that they would report earnings on the 2nd of November. It didn't happen. So that's kind of sad. But yeah, thank you for that donation. Let's see, GPS. 9.6 billion market cap. Earnings are really flat. I don't like this. It's kind of a small cap, right? And small caps are kind of rallying, and so it's rallying right now. Yeah, let me just see their profit margins. Are they going up? I mean, they're going up, right? They've gone from negative net income to now having... Right, fair enough. I think we could probably see the 30s in December, or into December. And we have earnings coming up for end of November. So maybe we just rally into that. We could see a correction short term, though. I think the markets are going to correct. But I think maybe get back to the $28. End of the year could close at 30 if earnings are good. Because I'm seeing a positive trend here with their net income. And, you know, the MACD and everything is still looking fine. Weekly chart looks pretty good to me. I think it could... it's an indication of a rally to come, essentially, if the fundamentals are good. Yeah, right now it's really easy. It's like, hey, a stock is down. Oh, it's going to probably go up because the markets just keep going higher, short term at least. I think especially the small caps, like you can see what's happening with the Russell. This is crazy. Russell's just, look how fast the Russell's going up. That is so nutty. I'll give you like a, it's the same thing that we saw right here. The same thing. Exact same thing. The Russell leads, it goes up like 30% and then it goes sideways. So I expect the Russell to keep doing this. We're going to see small caps go up higher and higher and higher and higher because the yields are sitting at 1.5 and inflation is sitting at 5.4 or something, right? So when there's like 5% inflation, why the hell would you buy bonds? It makes no sense. Until yields go up, I think that the small caps are just going to keep skyrocketing, probably to the levels that we've seen last year in December. It's going to get really wild. We're slowly seeing all the small caps going upwards. Let's see. Tesla's down, which is crazy. All the EV stocks are down, actually. Oh, wow. That is nutty. One sec. Oh, Nvidia is coming down. What the hell's happening? Nvidia just coming is selling off like 4% in like one go. You see that? Yeah, that is insane. Nvidia is starting to come down here. Markets are still very positive, but like I said before, it's turned into a massive casino. We got a $3 donation. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna say it again. I would really prefer it if you donate, please do it through PayPal. There's a PayPal link in the description, and it's also pinned in the live chat because YouTube takes a very massive cut on those donations. But I accept both. I think it's fine, but I do prefer the PayPal. Nevertheless, thank you for that donation, Braylene. Braylene says, thoughts on PaySafe. I've been very bullish on PaySafe in the past. I think it's probably rallying right now, isn't it? Oh, it's not. It's barely up. Damn. Short term, I think I was bearish. Yeah. Short term, I was bearish, but longer term, I'm bullish on this company. It's sitting at a 5.5 billion market cap right as we speak. Yeah, right. Let's see. What's happening here? 4-hour chart. MACD is about to... I think it's going to go up. There's no way around this. We have an uptrend here. We have earnings coming up. We have a bullish channel right there. Yeah, let's just stretch this out. Is there like a resistance here? I think we could be rallying into like $8 to $9 short term until earnings with the small caps going up like this. We're going to go above resistance for now, which would indicate potentially 15 to 20% upside. And I've covered the fundamentals in the past. I'm very bullish on this company. NIO is starting to sell off right now, selling off about 1.5%. Tesla is still selling off about half a percentage point. Lucid is going down 2 percentage points. Interesting, right? EV stocks are coming down. Microsoft is coming down. Netflix is coming down. BNGO selling off 7%. Virgin Galactic is not going anywhere. Uber is up 5%. Mamma mia. What is happening with Nvidia? I can't believe it. Like, why is it still sitting at 305? Why don't people just buy cheap stock? Why do people buy these really expensive stocks? Like, I don't understand this. It's just mind-boggling. It's going to remain that way probably for the next year or two. It's just the frenzy that we're seeing right now. Like, that's just where we're at right now with the markets. Look at the S&P just casually hitting all-time highs. I am telling you, this is just nutty. Let me just check the fear and greed again. It must be higher now. There's no way. It's not higher. It's the same. Okay. So still extreme greed on many levels. Stock price strength now going to neutral. And basically meaning that a lot of stocks are now going from all-time lows to like neutral. Nvidia is just resetting RSI. I don't know about that one. This looks like a melt-up. This really does look like a melt-up to me. Similarly, I think in the past, I think we've had a rally like this in the past, which was maybe right here. But this is crazy, man. This is like a 10% move in. This is a 10% move in how much? This is a 10% move in 1 month. To put that into perspective, let me just put this into perspective. The S&P has an average annualized return of about, let me just search it up for you right now. I'm going to Google this for you. Let's see if I can switch my screen. There we go. The average return on 1 year, on average, in the past 100 years, has been 10 to 11%. We did that in 1 month. Just put this into perspective. The S&P went up 10% in 1 month. Let me just get back to... oops, there we go. You tell me if that's healthy. I'm trying to get back to the charts. This always happens. It just kind of blacks out. There we go. TLT. Tesla's still selling off. Looks like Tesla's topping out. In all honesty. while Nvidia just keeps going up. Tesla's sitting at 1,220. Markets are still very green, and Tesla is selling off. Yeah, where are the buy the dippers now? Am I right? Let's see, 1218. Okay, here we go. Buy the dippers. Let's go. This is gonna skyrocket probably, because markets are still very bullish. But it's down about a percentage point right now. Oh, it's still selling off. This is getting interesting. This is getting really interesting. It's still selling off. Ooh. Huh. This is getting nutty. Right, so people are buying the dip at 1,214. Let's see. We're down about a percentage point. And it's still selling off. Let's see. All right, who's there to buy the dip at 12.15? Markets are coming down. Nasdaq is going down. S&P is going down. Let's see. Lucid is going down still. Seems like markets are really coming down now. Chinese stocks are all down. Tesla sitting at 12.13, down almost 1.5%. Just interesting. Let's see. It's only down 1.5%. It's not down that much. This could go down 20% in like 1 month. Nasdaq is bleeding. S&P is still sitting very high. Tesla's bleeding to 12.10. Bit of a falling knife right now. Oh, 12.08. Tesla's now bouncing, sitting at 12.11. Okay, so it seems like 12.11 is the support for now. And why is that? Because it's a gap, right? So we fill the gap right here. The gap is filled, and here comes the buying. Let's go. Buy the dip at 12.13. Obviously not financial advice. Not a financial advisor. I think it's very risky to be buying at $1,200. Let's see. It's down 1.2%, and that is from all-time highs, right? So we're barely down. Like, this is nothing. Historically speaking, the stock tends to pull back around 10 to 20% around these price levels. Let's go. C3.ai sitting at $51. $51. You see that? That's what I told you. C3 is very cheap, and nobody listened. Everybody wanted to hate. Here we go. It's gonna go straight to 60. Then it's gonna go to 70. Then it's gonna go to 80, and every single person is gonna kick themselves for not buying C3 at 40. Sweet, sweet revenge. All right, let's see. Nvidia is bouncing at $300. This is so crazy. What a casino. Like, this is a straight up casino. Yes, Tesla very cheap at 12.17. Oh my gosh. There's going to be a lot of people holding calls that are going to get wiped the freaking hell out. It's going to get really bloody. Neo is sitting at 42.6, Li Auto 31, XBank 46.7. AI is still sitting at 50. Very nice. Snowflake is still going up about a percentage point. I need a tissue. Give me one sec. What is my average on C3? Oh yeah, my average is 55. So if C3 hits 55, I hit my break even, and then from then on it's just profits. Oh, Tesla's still bleeding. I guess 12.14 is not a very cheap price. Where are the call option buyers? Aren't people buying calls right now? Oh, oops. I mean, I don't know who's buying it at this price range. It's probably Wall Street bets. Markets are coming down a little bit. It seems like whenever markets go up, Tesla goes down. Markets go down, Tesla goes up. It's kind of funny. At least that seems to be the pattern for today. Markets go up, Tesla goes down. Markets go down, Tesla bounces back up. Nvidia is still selling, from what I'm seeing. I think December is going to be bearish. October and December will switch places. I'm going to repeat it once again. If Tesla ends up dropping to $1,100, I'll make somewhere between 20 to 30K. If it ends up going up, I'll probably take my losses on like the majority of my positions as soon as I notice that something is up, right? Like a stock split or something, which is fine by me. I have too many longs, right? I've got too many stocks where I'm long on. So I don't mind being short, even if I'm wrong on shorting. It's worth it because I'm risking so much capital on the long side of the trade. Yeah, so Nasdaq is just chilling at 16,400, I guess. S&P sitting at 4,700. both indices are just super overbought right now. You can see right now how overbought the S&P is. Historically speaking, we had 2020 was like insane, right? Like that was a push that we had seen in September. I think that was early September. Where was that again? Was that right here? Yeah, right here. That was right before the no, that was 2021. My apologies for that. I think that was this. Right. So it went up parabolic, then it pulled back 10%. But keep in mind, right? So keep this in mind. Back then, the S&P went up 11.7% in 1 month. And the same thing is happening again. The same exact thing in 1 month. We're up almost the same amount. So that's kind of iffy. So far, stocks are holding steady. We're not seeing big sell-offs. We're seeing what Tesla's doing right now, like a tiny percentage correction. In some of these stocks, like Palantir, AI just went down about a percentage point there as well, 2 percentage points. Nvidia, same story, just a very tiny correction. And the Chinese stocks are still sitting incredibly cheap, in my opinion. Let's see. Nasdaq is still. I want to just compare right now. When was the last time we had RSI sitting this high? It was right there. That's 2019 and October of 2020. What happened in October of 2020? Oh yeah, right. So we had these big corrections. Yeah, I think if there's a sell-off, we're probably going to get back to 15,000.3, right? See if we can pinpoint this. Let's see. Can I use a bar chart or like a bar pattern? I actually want to use the same stuff that we've seen here in the past. The same bar patterns. Because this one seems to be legit. Something like this. This is kind of what I think right now. That we're going to have a sell-off because we're at the end of the earnings season. And, most stocks are very overbought. Very, very overbought right now. And we have the taper going on. That's not really a bullish thing. It means that the money printer is literally going to shut off in like 6 to 8 months. Depending on how fast the taper is going to be. So I expect this cool-off to happen as we're heading into December. And then we're going to get another rally into Q4. This is probably going to look a little bit more like this. This is just to visualize things, right? This could happen here next. And then we use that support right here. And I do not think we're going to reach this trend line anymore. I think things are going to be a lot more parabolic from here on out. So what could essentially happen is we get this very melt-up like top, essentially, into Q1 of 2022. It's a possibility, right? So, everybody's hoping for a sell-off. Maybe next week. This week seems to be very bullish overall with the tapering. Apparently people like it when the money printer shuts off, which the money printer being on is literally the reason why the stock market is here today. So it's kind of weird how the media portrays this as a very positive event. But we'll have to take it, right? The media tends to do the opposite of what you should be doing. They tend to, it's like there's this whole narrative of playing the retail sentiment by these hedge funds and institutions. If they get you to do the opposite of what they're doing, they're making money. Let's see what is happening here. Nvidia still, oh my gosh. Nvidia is still rocking a market cap of $762 billion. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. This is like a straight up casino right now. Straight up casino. Let's see. Recovery stocks are going up. Carnival Corp, Hilton, American Airlines. Fair. We have Tesla only down 0.8% at all-time highs. What is happening with crypto? Bitcoin is up 0.6%. Ethereum is down 0.2%. Fascinating. I bet mid-December we will see a sell-off. We'll see. I mean, these overbought levels tend to not really hold out very long. I know that much. You cannot have RSI sit at this level for like a month. I don't think that's ever happened in the history of the markets. It tends to cool off after like a couple days. So yeah, what could happen is that it spikes further and then it cools off. So that could still happen. You know, we already hit like 16,500 or something. But yeah, the Nasdaq has gone up since October. I think we're up like 15%. 15%, right? So 15% move on the Nasdaq. Since October, the Russell went up. How much percent was that? I think the Russell went up probably more than that at this point. Similar amounts, right? So up about 13 percentage points. This is probably the single worst time to get into the stock market. Probably for this year. You're literally buying at all-time highs, which is it goes against the whole narrative of buy low, sell high. You're buying high in hope of selling higher, which I think it's a little naive. It's a little bit like gambling. The risk-reward ratio is really skewed to the. It's just really risky. Let's see. Historically, a minor dip should happen soon within the next week. I mean, institutions could just manipulate the markets and just make it stay positive like this. Get as many people into the markets, then pull the rug like a month later. I've seen this stuff happen. I think that was 2017. If I remember this correctly. Where was this? Yeah, there you go. 2018. They pumped it up despite negative news. They pumped it up. How much was this? 13, 14%. And back then we had a 14% run in months, right? So that was like almost 6 months. 6 months. That's 14% in 6 months. We're doing that in 1 month now. So, and that was back at like 2,500. We're now sitting at 4,718. I'm just saying, you know, we're really stretching right now in terms of market valuations. The S&P is hitting 4,717. Let's see if I can grab the trend line right here. I think we're right on the trend line at this point. Yeah, we're right on that. It's like crashing into it. See if it's going to go above this. Actually, it's like probably already through it at this point, right? Yeah. On the daily chart right now. Tesla's heading back up. Nvidia's heading back up. Chinese stocks are still sold off. Uber is going up 6 percentage points. And I'm seeing value stocks not doing anything. Big banks are sort of green. I mean, the whole market is going up still, so. Let's see. Big tech. We got Facebook or Meta platforms up 1.6%. We filled the gap completely. It's one of the buy and sell signals that we covered lately, and it's doing really well. Google is finally hitting a market cap, or about to be hitting a market cap of $2 trillion for the first time in its history, and it's sitting at $3,000. Google was also one of the buy and sell signals, doing phenomenally. Let's see. Tesla's rebounding, about to go positive. Lucid is rebounding, about to go positive. Coinbase sitting at 344. Oh, damn. That's crazy. Yeah, I remember covering Coinbase back when it was sitting at like 220. Let's see. Greater fool theory on the whole stock market. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's exactly what's happening at the moment. Always so negative, bro. We know the market is strange, but we're here to have a good time. Always so negative? I mean, you should have been here a month ago. If you think I'm negative, then you're probably new to the channel. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but back when the Nasdaq was selling off, every single day, you can check the thumbnails. You can check the thumbnails, by the way. Every single day, I am buying the dip. The stock market is cheap. Growth stocks are cheap. That was during this phase. And now, as we're hitting 16,438 at all-time highs, back to back to back to back to back to back to back, I'm becoming negative. I mean, it's very natural, right? It's like, why would you be very positive when the market is so incredibly overvalued and greedy? And I mean, everybody's gambling on the markets right now. Have you checked Wall Street Bets lately? They are pouring all their money, their life savings, into Tesla calls and Nvidia calls, which is very questionable. I personally don't like that behavior. But yeah, that's what we're seeing. That's the reality of things, and it is pushing markets. Masras coming in here with a $2 donation. Thank you so much. Mass says, check detail, please. Yeah, Sheg is still going down. Yeah, so there's like a classic rule with this. When a growth stock goes down after earnings, when they have like bad results, it takes about 3 days, a couple days before that gets completely priced in, because institutions are still selling. They're still selling like crazy. They want to get capital for other things. And it's been, let's see, almost 3 days. So after today, next week, if the buyback program can roll in, because they can't buy back this week because of the earnings, because that's like against the rules. If they start buying back next week, I expect it to jump very quickly back to 34 next week. Into the end of the month, I think if the Russell just keeps going at this pace, we can get very close to $40. We'll have to see what happens there. But yeah, so far, I mean, look at this. MACD about to cross. RSI super oversold. It is down massive amounts right now, all right? So I think it's really cheap at these prices. I don't think it's the best stock out there, but I think it's going to bounce because it's oversold, not because of the fundamentals. Speaking of bouncing back, Tesla's still bouncing back right now as we speak. 122.5, 120, oh, darn, 1,225.5. Such a insane stock price. MACD is crossing. Stock price is sitting there just chilling. MACD still crossing. Daily chart. Are we about to see the MACD collapse on us? Not yet. Still very strong. Apple is going up slightly. Microsoft is going up slightly. Microsoft has the biggest and largest market cap of all tech stocks right now. Just to point that out. Do you think growth stocks, which are still down 30 to 50%, will go down further if the market corrects? Not the ones with the good fundamentals. I think if the market corrects, growth stocks will probably go flat until the market rebounds. And when it rebounds, we'll see another rally in growth stocks. So far, so good, right? Very, very positive sentiment. Incredible. This is incredible. When was the last time we had a rally like this? Like, let's be honest. Let's just use this bar pattern. Have we ever seen a rally like this? No, this is not. It's kind of comparable. But then again, this was way faster, right? So this rally is way, way faster than what we've seen here. Again, way faster. Do you see this? Very, very similar. Eerily similar. So the last time that was in the month of August, and then we hit the resistance, and it pulled back 12%, I think, or 15%. Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, I guess the March dip, 2020 March dip, is comparable as well. And every single time we've seen a move like this, we had a correction of approximately 5 to 10%. So I'm just trying to warn you guys out there that while this is all fun and games, and everybody's buying calls and calls are in the money and they keep going up, you have to be cautious. It's better to be cautious when markets are up than when markets are down. When markets are down, it's better to be greedy, right? It's better to be, all right, so where can I buy the dip? Which companies have great fundamentals and I can buy the stock of. Right now is not a time to be buying. Let's see. Not everything is green. Path is red. SoFi is red. CRISPR, Beyond Meat, GGPI. Those are all red. Hey, K-er. Thank you so much for becoming a Lucid trader. Appreciate it. .com bust incoming. No. This is not a .com bust incoming. Not yet. Not yet. This is not going to happen. I think we're going to see a correction, like a tiny correction, right? We get a correction, and then we're heading up higher. We're just going to go up higher, right? This is what I think right now. I think Q4 is probably going to be robust because of the holiday season. But yeah, I think this correction is probably going to happen. I am betting it's going to happen literally by shorting Tesla stock and shorting Nvidia. But yeah, Tesla stock is soaring again. Look at that. It just doesn't stop, right? It's sitting at 1135.6. Looks like it's about to squeeze to the upside again. It's so insane. We get a downturn of approximately 2%. It manages to pull back up and go green. Same with Lucid, by the way. Really interesting. Oh yeah, Lucid is bouncing very fast right now. Huh. We got a donation from HMF. It's a $3 Australian donation. HMF says, "Hey Gara, what are your thoughts on TQQQ long term?" Let me take a look at that. Give me 1 second. TQQ is leveraged. What the frickin' frick? Are you kidding me? This thing is gonna collapse, I think. This is gonna collapse so freaking hard. A lot of people are gonna move. Yeah, this is really insane. This is just the Nasdaq but leveraged up, right? Bruh. If this thing comes down, there's gonna be a lot of people in a lot of trouble. Because it's leveraged up. Yeah, I think it's gonna come down. It's probably gonna come down very soon. How much is it gonna correct? It could correct like 15% or something, short term in the coming weeks. Essentially, meaning that hedge funds and institutions are gonna pull the rug beneath retail, and can we talk about who might be buying Tesla right now? Elon. You'll eventually be right, just not today. I am fine with being eventually right. That's fine by me. I don't care about the timing as long as it happens. I really don't care. Like, oh, it's not next week. It's 2 weeks from now. I am patient. I've got my shorts on Tesla, Nvidia. I've got my longs, and I don't really care if it's like next week or 2 weeks from now. When it happens, it's going to be a very profitable trade for me. I don't care if it's 1 month from now. Because I don't believe that Tesla is going to be more valuable than Amazon, for example, short term. Maybe like next year, but my bet is that Tesla is not going to be more valuable than Amazon. Which, is Amazon sitting at like 1.8 trillion right now. But yeah, so far I've been proven wrong, right? Look at that. Tesla's still rallying. Every single percentage it goes down, people are buying the dip and it's going up higher. See, sitting at a 1.24 trillion market cap right now. Lucid is getting back to 38.4. I mean, that is just insane. What else is happening here? Nvidia is sitting at 308.5. And we're seeing the Nasdaq fly even higher and higher and higher. What's this? Braylene coming in here with a $3 Australian donation and says, Snapchat, is that a buy? What are your thoughts? Yeah, I like Snapchat. I think Snapchat is probably one of the more undervalued stocks at the moment, relative to everything, right? Because everything, stocks like Nvidia and Tesla are just skyrocketing right now. So I like Snapchat at 52. I would love to buy some Snapchat at 48. That would be very nice. But I'll take it at 52. It's not financial advice, by the way. It's just my opinion on Snapchat. Look at this. How many weeks have we had of green? 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4. Next week is going to be the 5th week. I don't think we usually see 5 weeks of just bullishness. Let's see. Last time that happened was probably like the early part of 2020. Let's see. Weekly chart for the Nasdaq. Oh, the weekly chart is still looking bullish actually for the Nasdaq. Oh, missed out on this. Yeah, there's a little bit of room left. I would argue. Because the MACD just got crossed on the weekly. But what usually happens when it does top out, right? I want to just check out the tops. Let's see if we can just highlight these. Let's just stretch this out. Okay, so last time we got a 8.6% correction. Right here, we got a 12.5% correction. Right there, we had a 15% correction. So even if you buy right now, even if the market goes up like another 5%, the likelihood of that just pulling back right after is just really, really high. So it's essentially you're playing with fire there. Yeah, there is a little bit of room left on the weekly from what I'm seeing. There's a bit of a trend going on here, right? Into the coming days, probably next week. I would expect more of a consolidationary move next week. Let's see what is happening here. Lucid is spiking. Why is Lucid just randomly spiking? I want to check Wall Street Bets sentiment. Usually that tends to be a very it tends to be not a lagging indicator but a leading indicator, right? I don't think anybody's talking about Lucid on Wall Street Bets. It's mostly Nvidia and Tesla. A lot of people talking about Nvidia right now. Which, if you check Nvidia right now, sitting at 308, 309, I mean, people are pumping it up. Somebody says that the pandemic is over and stocks are ripping. Put this into perspective, right? Where were we with the stock market before the pandemic? So you're saying pandemic is over, stocks are ripping. Well, okay, Mr. Pandemic is over. The S&P was sitting at 3,390. In the past 2 years, I think it hasn't been 2 years. In the past year and about almost, a little bit over a year and a half, the S&P has gone up 38.7%. That's from the top. That's from the top of the market of 2020. That's the highest point that the market has ever reached before the pandemic. From then, we're up 38.7%. And then take this into consideration. If you would just value this whole rally from the bottom, like, okay, so how much have we rallied? 115%. That is .com levels of kind of buying right there. And then, obviously, if you would take like any point in the year where it wasn't going up parabolically in 2019 or something like that, it's just crazy amounts. So it's not like the market hasn't gone up during the pandemic. In fact, the market has had its best performance during the pandemic. And that's because of all the money printing. It's because of yields staying so very low, because of fiscal stimulus, right? The stimulus checks, people were not pushed out of their homes. All of those things combined caused the markets to be propped up and just go up and up and up and up and up. And now a lot of these things are gone. No more stimulus checks. People are getting pushed out their homes again. We have the tapering, which is happening right now. So that's going to slowly dissipate. Interest rates are going to go up at the end of 2022, probably. And, supply chain shocks because of all the demand that was creating by the money printing, causing the wages to go up and everything, which is awesome, but it's also causing inflation. Inflation then eating margins. And so you can't say like, oh, the pandemic is over, so stocks should rally. Stocks have rallied. The people that are buying into the markets right now are new to the markets. They just recently figured out that most people have been making money in the stock market. They're joining right now, and they're buying at all-time highs. It is worrisome. Let's see. Let's see. Is Nvidia just going to top out there, or seems like it? We have earnings coming up soon. 771 billion market cap. Wowza. Oof. Uber is still going up 5.5%. Shag is going up 0.5%. Yeah, I think this is probably going to go up next week. This week it's going to do nothing. GGPI, IonQ. Oh my gosh. Woo! Peru is loaded. Yeah, I think he bought into IonQ right here. Damn. It's sitting at $19. Very, very much impressive. Let's see. What do we see? ChargePoint is going up 3%. Nice. Alibaba is sitting at 162. DIDI 8.14. AI 49. Oh, we're seeing weakness in the markets. We're seeing some weakness, at least in this watch list that we currently are in. The dollar is going up. The 10-year is still down 2.6%. So the Russell should still be fine, although it's starting to sell off a little. Yeah, NASDAQ is still sitting at all-time highs. S&P is still sitting at all-time highs. And I want to check the fear and greed real quick just to see how sentiment is right now. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my. Whew. Wait, hold on. Let me just show you. This is incredible. I haven't seen the fear and greed index this high in a long time. Let me see if I can show you right now. There we go. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. All right. So yeah, fear and greed was sitting at 83 yesterday. The 2 days before that, it was sitting at 82. 3 days before that, it was sitting at 80. Last week, the fear and greed index hit extreme greed on the Tuesday. For the most part of the week, last week, it was sitting at greed. Before that, it was sitting at neutral/greed. And before that, it was fear. So 1 month ago, it was fear. Right now, extreme greed, 85. Last time this happened was to the end of 2020. Very similar, right? So it's a very similar time period where everybody is just buying calls like freaking crazy. And this could extend. However, you can see right here, it was a top, right? So it topped out very quickly. And then once it tops out, it pulls back. And that pullback, that is caused by a correction, essentially. Then people become very fearful again. They buy puts again. They hedge their longs, etc. So that's a very natural thing for the markets to be doing. So this is insane. Whew. This is going straight to 100, extreme greed. I have not seen this in a very long time. And it's very nostalgic that I'm seeing this again. But I remember in December of 2020, we were sitting at extreme greed. And then we had the 10% pullback. But yeah. Anyway, before we continue, I just want to show you quickly what we're up to recently. This is the Patreon. If you've not checked it out, make sure you do. There's a link in the description. I uploaded the new buy and sell signals yesterday, so if you want to check that out, make sure you do. I think it was 90 to 95% of the buy and sell signals are all in the green by a large margin. You can see some of them right now: Palantir, NIO, Tesla, DIDI, and this is in comparison to a week ago. So the buy and sell signals so far have been killing it, absolutely killing it. And I'm adjusting it over time. Every couple days, we update the buy and sell signals. This was that was on Thursday, yesterday. And so I added the orange highlights for stocks that have gone flat since the previous buy and sell signals. You can see Alibaba didn't move much, right? So I thought it might be nice to just highlight that orange. This is the buy and sell signal list, and mostly green, right? Let's see. What else do we have? The Q&A live stream is coming up on Sunday. So if you want to participate in the Q&A live stream, ask me all your questions about stocks, the stock market, cryptos, and really everything. Make sure you join the Patreon. We've had stock pick articles, the newsletter. I've pointed out the risk and the reward in the NASDAQ. Obviously, what happened is the NASDAQ was shooting upwards. And I think the risk is very high right now. And so if you want to have access to these stock articles and to the buy and sell signals, to the newsletters, to the Q&A live streams that we have, and many more benefits, then check it out. There is a link for the Patreon in the description. Many of these stocks, this includes NIO, C3, DIDI, Palantir, Virgin Galactic, Facebook, they're all up. I think DIDI is going kind of flat right now, though. But been analyzing a lot of these stocks, and we'll be doing many, many more in the future. So make sure you check out the Patreon. You get a 15% discount if you join on an annual basis. And here are some of the benefits that are listed down below. So check it out. I'll be linking the Patreon down below. Let's see if I can do that real quick. All right. For the people that are interested. So once again, Q&A live stream is going to be in this weekend on the Sunday, 15 p.m. Eastern time. All right. Let's get back to the charts, see how the markets are doing so far. Markets are still sitting at all-time highs. Rock and roll. There we go. Fantastic. Tesla is about to go negative, but markets are still sitting at all-time highs. What? Is Nvidia still skyrocketing? What? Are you kidding me? It is still going up 3 percentage points. How much are we down from all-time highs? Like a percentage point. Nvidia is so crazy. It's such a nutty stock. Like, I have no words for Nvidia. It's incredible. It's almost the same valuation as Facebook. I think I said it before, right? Nvidia essentially has, I think it's 1/4 of the revenue of Facebook. Let's see, 6.5 billion revenue for Nvidia. Let's just see if we can grab Facebook right here. Facebook has revenues of, last quarter was 29 billion and 10 billion in profits. So they have, essentially, Facebook has like almost 5 times the revenue of Nvidia. And how many times the revenue of the profits? 4 times the profits. And what's the market cap of Nvidia? Nvidia's market cap is 767 billion. And Facebook's market cap is 950 billion. This makes no sense, especially given the fact that Nvidia's growth is primarily driven by supply chain issues, right? So because there's so much demand for the graphics cards, and because they can literally say, we're going to sell these graphics cards at twice the price, and people are going to still buy them. That's their advantage right now. And I think that advantage is a very, very temporary thing. Of course, we have the metaverse coming up, but I think that's a very long-term project. I do not think that these valuations that we're seeing, especially as we're seeing Wall Street bets piling up on this and just pumping it up higher and higher, I don't think it's going to be upheld. I think we're going to see a period of a correction coming up and a period of consolidation, so that essentially the fundamentals have to catch up with the stock price. So it needs to cool off, go sideways for a while, and then the fundamentals, as they improve, they'll catch up to the valuation, and then we'll see another rally. So that's kind of my opinion on Nvidia, and that's why one of the reasons why I'm short on the stock. I don't want to short it to like $100. I don't think that's going to happen. I want to short it until it fills this gap right there, 265, around that level. Let's see. That's kind of my goal right now with Nvidia. Shag is still going down. Markets are still going higher. Look at this. What a frothy market. Holy moly. That is incredible. I don't know what to say. It just keeps moving up higher and higher. Especially Lucid right now. Looking pretty bullish. Lucid is sitting at 39. I'm going to add a little bit of short positions there if I can. All right, sitting around 39.3, I believe. Nvidia everything is skyrocketing still. 39.5. It's going higher and higher and higher. One sec. I had a little bit of shorts at 39.5. It could still rocket to 40. I mean, the Russell is going on a rampage. The Nasdaq is still going on a rampage. But I thought 39 was getting really frothy here for Lucid, as the market cap is now sitting around the same market cap as NEO, which is pretty darn high. So it's up 6%. It is squeezing upwards. Let's see. Yeah, it's probably going to spike a little bit more, isn't it? Yeah, the 4-hour MACD is about to cross. Oh, oops. What am I doing? Why does my mouse work so weird? Let me just control. See, there we go. I think it might get canceled out, though. Similar to what we have seen in the past. It just kind of rolls over. Let's see. It's still going higher right now. Impressive. Very, very impressive. Sec. Are you red or green today? I'm green. I've been green every single day almost because of the markets going up. Because I've got longs, I've got shorts, but it's mostly longs. And so whenever I see the markets go up, mostly almost every single day my portfolio is green. How is your portfolio red when markets are green every single day? Like, how does that work? You must be either only shorting or be just holding really, really crappy companies. Let's be real. Lucid is still going up higher. It seems like the MACD is going to cross. It is bursting upwards. Yeah, we have earnings coming up in like, I think a couple days, right? In about a week and a half. Rivian IPO coming up as well. So, one sec. Yeah, my green screen is acting up, I think. It's kind of weird. Yeah, Nasdaq is still going higher down. Same for the S&P. Sitting at a 63.9 billion market cap. That is higher than XPeng and Li Auto, almost combined, which is kind of crazy. Because Li Auto, I think they make about $780 million a quarter. XPeng makes about $582 million a quarter. So Lucid is essentially worth more than both XPeng and Li Auto, which is really nutty. But yeah, then again, we're seeing weekly or very bullish weekly indicators, especially with the MACD crossing. Bit of an ascending triangle right now, so it looks like it's about to break out. I don't think it makes a lot of sense, but the market hasn't been making a lot of sense. What is happening with PayPal? Somebody's spamming it right now. Let me check PayPal. Oh, it's still sitting low. Okay. I guess institutions don't like PayPal. They would rather join the party with Wall Street bets on Nvidia and everything else. Interesting. I like PayPal at this price. Very cheap. Cheaper than what we've seen before. So yeah, I think it's going to bounce. Probably get back to like 250s. Baba's going down a lot. Look at that, 160, 160.5. I mean, I did say that short-term anything was possible because of this huge rally that we had, right? 31% to the upside. Nvidia is still sitting at 309. Lucid is going down just a slight nudge, but it's one sec. Who's buying Lucid though? That's kind of what I'm wondering. Why at 39.25? Where's this buying pressure coming from? Let me check the volumes. That's insane. That is institutions. Yeah, it's not even like at the beginning of the market open. It's at the middle of the day. It just suddenly just rallied upwards. Interesting. It's still up 5.2%. Tesla's up about 0.5%. Markets are still hitting all-time highs, by the way. Interesting. Yeah, Lucid is sitting at 39. It seems like it's going to bounce here. There is a support line, bit of a support at 39 right now. Short term. I think so long as the markets are bullish, I think this stock is going to keep moving up. Same with Tesla, by the way. Markets are still trending very, very much higher, mainly because of, look at this, right? I mean, the 10-year yield is just plummeting 3.4%. This is very much in benefit of the growth stocks. Growth stocks are going to like this short term. So yeah, 10-year yield is still falling. We expected this to happen because usually around a taper, I've already shown this. When the taper happens, right before the taper, usually you get a rally in the 10-year yield because people expect the taper to happen. At least partially gets priced in. So you hit the high on the yield. I'm going to show you something really interesting. Back in 2014, when we had a taper as well, you can see what happens, right? Let's see, 2013, there we go. So I want to show you something very special. I'm going to have to draw this. I don't think we have the candles properly here, but I think this is what essentially happened. Right. Here is where Bernanke announces it, or actually starts tapering. He announced it like mid 2013. Look what happened. Until that, right? Until the tapering actually happened, yields went up roughly 100%. That was since like beginning of 2013. That's very similar to like beginning of this year. Remember when yields went up? And when the tapering started happening, look what happened. A 36% downturn in the yield. And this is where the tapering actually, when they were done with tapering. And then we had a spike and it kind of went sideways. So historically speaking, a taper has acted as a negative catalyst for yields when it starts to happen, right? Because people want to buy bonds as the Fed is tapering. They want to buy into the tapering. And that causes yields to stay relatively low. And, well, usually the economy is, what's the right arguments here? I guess the right thing to say here is that when the Fed stops printing money, yields tend to go up. People know this, and they price that in by buying bonds, keeping yields relatively low. Let's see. I mean, Lucid might reach 40. It might as well. Could it sustain 40? That's another question, right? I don't think so. But Tesla sitting at 1234. Nvidia still sitting at 310. That's massive. S&P and NASDAQ are still rallying very, 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 very hard into the resistances that we laid out previously. Oh, oops, there we go. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, Lucid is rallying. Tesla's still rallying. AI is sitting at 49. We hit $50 very, very shortly, and it came back down right after. The US 30 source. Interesting. What else is happening here? Facebook's still rallying. Now to mention B and G both red. Interesting. Nvidia is up 4% today. The big banks are all still rallying. That's still pretty good. Value stocks, Chinese stocks. Chinese stocks are very cheap right now. U.S. equities are getting more and more overbought. Fear and greed index. Let me just refresh that. Still sitting at 85. It's not even coming down. It's just sitting there. People are just really, really greedy on the markets. Nvidia is sitting at 310. Just going parabolic. Look at this, right? Let's just compare it. Like, it's not even been a month. This is not even a month of rallying. Like, wow. We have never witnessed this with Nvidia. Never in the history of this stock. It's incredible. Incredible. A sec. Recovery stocks are doing good. Hilton, AAL. Virgin Galactic still down 1%. Netlist down 2.2%. Robinhood down 1%. UiPath is down 2%. SoFi is down 3%. ChargePoint is still up 2.8%. CRISPR down 1.2%. Beyond Meat is down 1.5%. Twitter is down 0.7%. Snapchat's still going flat. Has barely gone up. GGPI going flat still. Shed going flat. IONQ, huge rally. Value stocks are going up. Big banks are going up. Semiconductors are still up. Recovery stocks are up. Growth stocks are coming down, actually. And big tech is going up still. Google up 1%. Facebook up 1.7%. So it's big tech, value stocks, recovery stocks, some growth stocks. And Lucid is still starting to sell off. Interesting. I mean, I'll take it. Tesla's coming down a little bit. Lucid is coming down a little bit. Nothing too significant, though. Are we seeing a rotation right now? I think we're seeing a rotation. I think people are rotating to value stocks. Yeah, people are rotating to value. Look at that. Big banks starting to come up. Coca-Cola going up. Verizon going up. Procter & Gamble going up. Chevron is going up. I think there's a rotation now. Yep. Interesting. What's happening with the Dow Jones? Dow Jones is rallying very fast. Dow Jones is beating both the Nasdaq and the S&P right now. And small caps are only rallying because the Dow Jones is going up right now. The value stocks are going up. So the small caps that are tech are starting to pull back right now. How do I know this? Look at Nano Dimension. Look at BNGO. Look at stocks like Netlist, Virgin Galactic, these high multiple stocks. Beyond Meat is going down. UiPath is going down. SoFi is going down. Helion is still up because it's an EV. All the EV makers are going up still. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Is it going to rotate? Why would it rotate, though? Because yields are down a lot. I mean, it's down 4% right now. 10-year yield. Yeah, Lucid is bouncing again. It's so crazy. Market is a casino today. It has been a casino for like a couple weeks now. Yeah, this part especially, this is overly done in my opinion. Like the 3% the past couple days. It's crazy stuff. This would only happen in your wildest dreams. It's like .com kind of movement. One sec. Markets are still not cooling off, right? Damn. Did I compare this already? This movement? I think I already did, but I want to do this again. This is so much fun. When have we seen a rally like this, really? No. I guess this could be similar. But then we saw a correction. This was in March. No. Yeah, and yeah, I compared it to this period here. Very similar. Look at this. It's like copy paste of this. Do you see this? Eerily similar. And then a 15% correction. Is Nvidia still going up? Yep, Nvidia still sitting at 308. I find this interesting. Look how it's like an exact copy of that move that we've seen. It's incredible. Lucid is going up higher. Let's go. 39.3. Pump the bubble. MACD's about to cross, so it seems like we're going to see a little bit more upside. Mainly because of the Russell going up about 1.62%. But we're seeing the value side of things actually picking up the pace now. One sec. What is happening right now is that the Chinese stocks are selling off primarily because people want to buy into the frenzy that we have in the American equities. And the Chinese economy is not doing so well at the moment. And so people are just selling their Chinese stocks like crazy. What's crazy is that we have earnings. Do we have earnings? Or is that like... It says it's today. Or yesterday. 1 second. Did he postpone it? Let's see. When was their earnings? November 18th? Oh, November 18th. Right. That's in about a couple weeks, right? 2 weeks? Baba's bleeding very fast. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. It is still bleeding. 159. People selling Baba, which is 50% undervalued, and buying Tesla and Nvidia. People are buying what the hype is. People are gambling right now. This is a casino. Come on, man. Get on track with things, right? The stock market it's a casino. Fundamentals don't matter anymore. People are buying Tesla because they like Elon Musk. People are buying Nvidia because they like memes. That's the market right now. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this is one big frenzy, and this is probably gonna continue until we see like a good pullback. We need something to get people back to reality, and I think maybe an interest rate hike would do it, but I think that's not gonna come up for the next 6 months. But yeah, I am gonna buy some Baba right now, so don't mind if I do. We're seeing a nice dip right here. I'll be buying into this. Let me quickly. There we go. Alrighty. I bought a couple $100. I'll be adding as it's going down. The support range is where it's currently at, so not a whole lot of downside right now. Arguably. We probably need a world conflict. I mean, there's one going on right now. Look what's happening with the South China Sea. That's not good. That is not good. I don't think that is the problem, though. I don't think it's because of that we don't have enough negative news. I think it's more like this. Every single piece of negative news, the media picks it up, they bend it, they twist it, they turn it upside down, and they'll tell you it's good news. And this is why the markets just keep going up and up and up and up, because every piece of bad news is good news. Every piece of good news is good news. I mean, that's the market right now. Let's see. What else is going on? Oh, Lucid is coming down right now? Oh, that's pretty sweet. It's coming down a lot. Oh, no. Not that much, actually. Let's see. All-time highs every single day. Let's go. How sustainable is this? I mean, come on. You gotta be kidding me. Or we're just gonna get all-time highs perpetually. Let's see what's happening here. Yeah, we're seeing a bit of a sell-off on Lucid. Lucid is very volatile. Like, it goes back and forth. It just doesn't want to go down. Oh, there we go. Or not. Or not. Oh, man. Tesla's also holding up still. Both of them still green. Oh, it's pulling back a little bit now. $38.6. What else is going on here? Facebook is up 2%. Facebook is one of the Patreon buy and sell signals. It's been killing it. I said it was a buy at 320. Obviously, I bought at 320. I bought at 315, 308. It's now sitting at 342. Lucid is still correcting while Tesla's going up. Yeah, markets are sitting very close to all-time highs. S&P just gapped up. That is not healthy. This is not good. This is not good. This is not good. Look at Shiba Inu. No, Shiba Inu is a shitcoin. I don't like SHIB. This is just like, this is literally a pump and dump scheme. I think probably 6 months from now or like a year from now, we're gonna figure out that a lot of people are pumping and dumping Shiba. I don't like Shiba. Lucid pulling back again. Pounds are down 1.2%. Everything is coming down now. Yet the market is... Yeah, look at that. Bit of a selling signal right there. Chinese stocks are still down a lot. Yeah, I bought some BABA like 159. I'm very happy about that. It's now sitting at 160.6. I saw it hit the supports, and I thought it would bounce instantly, and it did bounce. Is volatility high? I don't think so. Yeah, no, it's not. There's like no volatility in the overall market. It's about to change, though. I think there's going to be a very large spike coming up next week. Not this week. Not today, obviously, because we had a lot of positive news. Positive, right? I think next week is going to get interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's see. Let us see what is happening here. V for Vendetta. Oh, that's today. Remember the 5th of November. Haha. That was a really good movie. I want to watch that one again, actually. I'm going to watch that movie again very soon. Let's see. Lucid bouncing a little bit. VIX is still sitting at 15. I mean, who dares to short the markets right now? Who dares to short the markets at all-time highs? I do. Just like a straight line. Look at that. Damn, that is insane. Oh, oops. I didn't mean to do that, actually. Oh, there you go. Straight line to the upside. We've had consolidation in the past. This is so nutty. The only time where this actually lasted was 2020. That was with like the... Yeah, that was an insane rally. That was more than like 20%, I think, in one go. That was on the vaccination news, I think. And we had several downturns during Donald Trump's presidency. I think it was it the China situation? No, that was 2019 with the tariffs. No, that was 2020. This was with, what do you call it? The election? This was like prior to the election. Bit of a sell-off. And then we had the election. And yeah, it's been just running up since. NEO is down 2%. The Auto is down 2.4%. XPeng is down 2.5%. So it's the Chinese EV stocks going down here. Baba is down 2.5%. DIDI down 2%. Tencent down 2%. Uber was up like 6% at some point, now up 4.3%. We're seeing a lot more red now in these growth stocks. Value stocks are still green. You can see that right here. Big banks up, value stocks are up, semiconductors are up, recovery stocks are up. Big tech is up. We're seeing these high multiple growth stocks come down though. Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right. Could we see a sell-off until the end of the day? Is that possible? No. We're sitting in like neutral right now on the RSI, and it's just consolidating. Yeah, MACD's about to cross short term. Seems like it's going to maintain these levels until next week. At least from what I'm seeing. What's happening with Nvidia? Nvidia is rising again. My gosh, it just doesn't stop. Yeah, it's still looking strong. Short term, it looks strong. Short term. Look at the 4 hours, and it's a completely different picture. Looks like this is gets pumped up this week, either consolidates or sells off very aggressively next week. We're also getting close to the ending of this earnings season, which that should also have an impact on the overall sentiment. Lucid is still looking like it's going to break out for some reason. But Lucid is also really expensive. Yeah, I think if there is a reason that Lucid is going to go up, it's probably because of the Rivian IPO. People are going to compare it to Rivian. And if Rivian is sitting at 60 billion, then Lucid can also sit at 60 billion. That's the whole mentality. And then you have SoFi is selling off big time. Huh. S&P is still hitting all-time highs. One second. I'm really surprised that Palantir is only sitting at 26 right now. Very, very surprised. Facebook is going up, sitting at 843. Cool. I'm really happy about Facebook going up. I want to show you something, right? Real quick. I noticed that Facebook was going up a lot. I wrote an article on the 23rd of October. Facebook stock is dropping super fast. Is it a time to buy? See, that was a title. And I pointed out that it was bottoming at $320, that it had an all-time high of $384. And I basically listed the negative catalyst that caused Facebook to drop. And so it was sitting at 324. Facebook stock is now down 15.5%, sitting at 324. But it was holding up the longer-term trend. And so look at this, right? For Q2 2021, Facebook had earned $29 billion in revenues, 56% year-over-year growth, net incomes of $10.4 billion, a whopping 43% in operating margins, and diluted EPS being $3.6 in the past quarter. This massive growth stems from the fact that the effects of COVID-19 were severely bullish for Facebook since people had to rely more on technology. They've, however, warned that their earnings would be affected by the new privacy policies enacted by Apple, and that the second half of 2021, the second half, right now, would be less promising than the first half. They said this like in Q1, so I don't know why people were surprised when it actually was bad. I strongly believe that Facebook is going to keep growing despite these short-term headwinds, and we'll see the stock flying higher into 2022. My price target for Facebook is $380 and $400 for the end of 2022. And if things really go well, I believe we could reach levels as high as $450. And this was before we knew about Meta platforms. This is before we knew about the name change, the ticker change. In fact, I believe I wrote about the metaverse right here. I think Facebook has yet to fully leverage the value they could create for the amount of people that are using their platform. I believe there's a lot of growth coming from the build-up in the metaverse, which will be Facebook leveraging their customer base to the maximum. There's a lot of growth yet to come. So I mentioned it even before the whole hype around Meta. And then, my luck, like right after, Zuckerberg comes out and says, hey, we're now Meta. And so this was back when Facebook was sitting at 320. It's now sitting at 343. I think it's up roughly 6%, something like that, in about 2 weeks. So just amazing. It's phenomenal. Same thing for Virgin Galactic, also up. Palantir, also up. C3 also up. Neo. It's been a wild ride, and I think there's probably some downside coming up next week, but we've been doing pretty well. Same for the buy and sell signals. So if you want to check it out, if you want to be part of the Patreon, if you want to support me at all, and get access to these articles that are coming up and are up on the Patreon, then definitely make sure you join the Patreon. Patreon link is down below in the description. Let me just quickly get back to the charts here. Very happy about the recent stock picks and buy and sell signals. Yeah, stocks are just not pulling back. Look at the snowflake, 363. Damn, interesting. All right, that was it for now. This was the first live stream. I've been streaming extra because I've been late the past couple of days. I think starting next week with the time changing again, I think there's going to be no more. I'm probably never going to be late at that point, or most oftenly won't be late, because it's going to put my schedule back to normal again, because time went backward here, and now it's going to go forward in America, I think, if I'm right about that. So, yeah, that was it for today. Like I said, check out the Patreon. There is a link for the Patreon down below in the description. I'm also going to be linking that here in the live chats for the people that want to join the Patreon. We have a lot of articles coming up. We have a lot of buy and sell signals coming up. We have a Q&A coming up on Sunday and many more benefits. So if you want to check that out, support me there. That'll be great. I'll be back for another live stream, I think in about 3 hours. So we'll have another live stream before the market closes for this week. Check out the social media. We have a Discord community, an Instagram, a Twitter, a TikTok. Links are going to be down below. Thank you so much for watching. This was Lucid Trading, and I'll be back very soon. So subscribe, hit the like, hit that notification bell so you get notified for the next stream. I'll be back in a couple hours. To the people that I won't be speaking to, or to the people that are not going to be here, right, for the second live stream, have a great and awesome weekend. And once again, markets are sitting pretty darn high. It's time to be a little cautious. All right, see you soon.